Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest video. Today we'll be going over the top 5 things I wish I knew when I first started Lords Mobile. So if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell icon if you want to get all my content, and let's get to it. Hey, so the first thing I wish I knew when I first started playing Lords Mobile was what to do with research, because research is a big part of the game. It takes a lot of time, a lot of resources, there's a lot of stats, but there's also a lot of might in there as well. So which ones you want to actually do and which ones you want to avoid. So the first one you really want to avoid is defense and upgrade defenses. So 2 trees here. The first one's defense. There's a bunch of wall stuff on here, what's called traps and all that. They are very, very useless in the meta today. So I wish I knew not to do any of those. It's just extra might. And again, extra might makes it harder to migrate. If you're trying to trap, it makes it harder for people to hit you. So there's a lot of stuff in here you want to avoid. Also, there's a lot of time and resources actually put into these research trees, so avoiding these ones is really good. So don't do that one. Don't do upgraded defenses. It's pretty much useless. You obviously want to do military because this is a war game, so putting all your stuff into military is very important. So if you're going to be a trap, if you're going to be a rally lead, whatever it is, you obviously want to get all of these up as high as possible, up to tier 4 if you want, and then all the way up to your counters on this tree. Everything in this tree is amazing. So if you're going to be focusing when you're starting, focus on your military. The second thing you might want to focus on, depending on how you're building your account, is maybe Monster Hunt. Monster Hunt allows you to hit monsters, allows you to get resources, allows you to get rare items, build your gear, all that stuff. If you're going to be a trap, maybe do less of this, but keep in mind you're going to have to be more pay to play or just wait to get your gear if you don't have Monster Hunt. If you go on later in the game, obviously you want to get something like, if you're a rally lead, you're probably going to be doing Wonder Battle stuff to do the Wonder Wars. You also want to do familiars because familiars are really good. Maybe get your tier 5. There's a bunch of stats in the tier 5 as well. But again, this is later. When you first start, I would focus on military, maybe focus on Monster Hunt, and then try to avoid the rest. Obviously, you need to do the economy tree if you want to get tier 4, so you might have to do that as well. Everything else is pretty optional. If you want to go down and do these, I wouldn't go much past wedges on this tree either. Army defense, bigger army, sabotage. This is all for rally leads. Again, this is a rally lead account, so it's going to have those. Military command, I wouldn't really go much past breakthrough. All this other stuff is just darkness and stuff, and it's not the most important thing for that. Again, if you're going to be a max rally lead, you're probably going to max out a lot of these, but if you're not going to be a max rally lead, probably skip some of these trees, especially Wonder Battles if you're not going to be a rally lead, because they're just for rally leads. So advanced Wonder Battles, you can probably do some of the attack ones if you want, but anything past that where you're getting Wonder March, all those other things, probably something you're going to want to skip. There are much better ones to do. Again, familiars are a great one to do because you get familiar slots. If you don't have a lot of resources for familiars, maybe this is another one you don't want to do until later. So anything obviously lower here is probably going to be something you do later, probably not something you want to start off doing. And again, avoid the defenses. They do add a lot of might, take a lot of your time and resources, and they're not worth it. So let's go on to the next one. Hey, so the second thing I wish I knew when I first started playing Lords Mobile was how to use your guild coins, because guild coins are a big part of it. You get a bunch of them from just doing helps in your guilds, or getting what's called them from people buying packs, and then you get them from Dragon Arena and all that stuff. So what is the best way to use your guild coins? Because I made this mistake when I first started. I started using guild coins for random things, maybe buying relocators or name changes, or just talent resets or whatever. I started using them for that, but the best way to use them is either migration scrolls, because there's really no other way to get a migration scroll other than actually buying them in packs, so or maybe getting lucky in Guildfest. So migration scrolls are very important if you're thinking about changing kingdoms. The second thing is actually chests. So using your guild coins on rare jewel chests is probably the most important thing, especially if you are free to play, because if you've seen my free to play account overview of my account, it has almost full gold jewels. A lot of that is from using my guild coins and using that. Again, I didn't know that at the start. It took me a while to figure that out, and I wish I really knew that at the start. I might even have more gold jewels right now. So let's go on to the third one. Hey, so the next thing I wish I knew when I first started playing Lords Mobile was not to accept too many turf quests. So there is a couple things good about turf quests and a lot bad about turf quests. The first thing is you get stuff when you accept turf quests. So you get EXP, which is really good when you first start. You get a bunch of resources and you get some brave hearts. The bad thing is you get permanent might that you can never get rid of. And later on, it will come back to bite you in the butt. So if you're building a trap or anything like that, obviously having more might is not good because you are bigger and less likely to get hit. If you are a rally lead, it also makes you bigger and makes it much harder to actually move kingdoms. And if you're going to rally someone, they see you as a bigger person and might get scared of you, where you don't want people to get scared of you. You want to be able to rally them. So that's another issue with that. So this account is a account that has quite a bit of might on it. It has 192 million in quest might, and obviously that does make this account much harder to migrate. If this was a trap, it would be, well, you couldn't make it a solo trap because it would have 192 million turf might. It'd be way too big to be a solo trap. And if you're a rally trap, same thing. It makes you way bigger than you should be. You're basically almost 200 mil might larger than you would be if you didn't accept this. So keep in mind, accepting minimal turf quests is really good in the long run. You will thank yourself later on. Obviously, it'll make it harder to level up, but in the long run, you will thank yourself for that. So let's go on to the next one. Hey, so the next thing I wish I knew when I first started playing Lords Mobile was to actually build many accounts. So build multiple accounts when you first start off. You'll probably have your main account where you're funneling everything into. Let's say you're trying to do some researches or build troops or all this stuff. And a lot of times you'll run into resource problems because you won't be able to farm enough, and you'll always be asking your guildmates, can I have food? Can I have this? Can I have that? But if you build multiple accounts, you can actually farm on those accounts. You can also build those accounts into hyper farms, so later on you get free resources pretty much for the rest of the time you play Lords Mobile. And if you're just building up those accounts while you're building up your main account, those accounts will get built up very, very quickly, and then you'll have a ton of free stuff later. So that's probably one of the things that I didn't do when I first started, was build lots of accounts so I could have lots of resources at all times. And again, you need resources at all times in this game. That includes trapping, that includes rally leading, building new troops, building researches, all that stuff. So if you are first starting Lords Mobile, make sure you're building a couple more accounts aside from your main account. So let's go on to the last one. Hey, so the last thing I wish I knew when I first started playing Lords Mobile was how to use the shop efficiently, because there's a bunch of packs in here and a lot of them are not very good. A lot of the stuff you don't really need, and especially when you're first starting, there's a couple things you probably want the most. First off is actually upgrading your gear. So when you are actually using this, you probably want to look for stuff that actually has gear in it. And one of the most important ones is actually the Material Madness. So you're going through these, looking at this. Material Madness is the best one to get what's called just your gear, because you need gear, you need its attack stats. It is a war game, so using this is the best. I'm not sure why it says $0, but that would be very, very, very nice if this was actually $0. I'm not sure why the whole thing is $0. Well, that's one of the things I wish too. I wish the shop was $0 when I first started, but obviously that's a glitch on my screen. But yes, using or buying war gear is probably the most important thing when you first start off, because you need those stats. Again, you can buy the jewel chests as well, or nowadays actually artifacts is a good one to actually buy. Obviously when I first started, artifacts was not there, but there's a lot of stuff in here that you probably won't need. Archaic tomes you probably don't need right away, because when you first start off you're not going to buy those, but buying archaic tomes will help you later on. Even buying the ones that you get forever. There is a pack that gives you a chest forever. That might be a good one to start off if you are actually planning on playing a long time, because you're getting free stuff basically for the whole time your account is there. So that was another really good one. And these like 30-day supply chests are really good nowadays, just because you actually get the artifacts in them. They weren't as good before, but now that they've increased it and all that, this is actually a good one to actually get. And again, a lot of the other stuff is very niche. If you need, let's say, champion chests and blazing embers and stuff like that. That stuff you probably want to get later. A lot of the research stuff you just get over time anyways, so buying too many research packs are probably not the best, unless again you're trying to build a maxed account right away. It's probably not the best thing to buy. Some of these other things like pack 5 familiars and stuff, you probably do want them if you're going to be a high spender, but if you're going to be a low spender, probably skip those because that's a lot of money to be spending in there, and there's a lot of heroes you don't want to get as well. So don't fall into the trap of buying just random heroes. Just go all in on a certain hero if you want it. Don't buy random ones like this one here. Is this the research one? No, that's another one. But that hero there, that's probably not the hero you want because you probably want attacking heroes. But I guess you can buy them if you want. So again, I wish I knew how to actually use this better than what I do now. Obviously, I am a lot more knowledgeable in the game, but when I first started, I had no idea. And again, the packs are different when you first start. And obviously, unless you're trying to get a gold 11k hero, again, this will cost you $11,000 if you try to buy it. Oh, unless you use something like App Gallery or something to be cheaper. But probably don't go for something like that. So make sure you're looking at, do I need these things? Is this very important for what I'm building? Don't just randomly buy stuff in the shop. So anyways, that's the last thing I wish I knew when I first started playing Lords Mobile. If you guys have any more questions about or any comments about what you wish you knew when you first started, put it in the comments down below. Would love to hear what you guys think. I do read all the comments. I may not reply to all the comments, but I do read them all, and then sometimes I reply, sometimes I don't, and I might reply to more of them today. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.